Zorikh, and we're here live at the International Medieval Combat Federation World Championships. It's a beautiful day for the action here in sunny Belmonte, Spain. And here on the fields in front of Castillo de Belmonte, we're going to be seeing a lot of medieval combat, men and women in full armor, crashing and bashing with honor and glory on this field. The first action we have lined up for you today is the men's one-on-one longsword category duels. Now let's just give you a quick refresher on the rules before the action begins. The longsword is a two-handed sword, in most cases having an edge on both sides of the blade. Points are scored with 1 point for a weapon strike, 1 point for a disarm, and 1 point for a takedown or knockdown. Weapon strikes, punches, kicks, and grappling and wrestling your opponent and knocking them to the ground are all perfectly legal. Each match will be 3 rounds. Each round will be 60 seconds with a 60-second rest in between. The points will be tallied at the end of each round so that each round will have a winner, and the first fighter to win 2 rounds will win the match. Our first match is about ready to begin. I can see the opponents getting ready onto the field. We will have for Portugal, Mauricio Ramos, and for the United States, Harvey Palmer. Mauricio Ramos is in the green coat of plates, and Harvey Palmer is in the blue and red Persian coat. They salute each other and they salute the crowd, honor and glory, and there is the referee lowering the flag to signal the match to begin. So our 2 competitors test each other out, checking the range, and are playing the chess match where they feel each other out. Now an aggressive move by Mauricio with a flurry of blows, many of which are being blocked by Harvey as he comes back and keeps the range by stepping out of range. He answers back with a riposte from every parry. And now they come to a quick core testing the strength. Oh, headbutt! Headbutt is perfectly legal in this game. Now swing and a miss, another by Mauricio, as Harvey Palmer steps out of range and continues blocking the blows. It looks like Mauricio has pretty much got one swing. He doesn't have a combination in his repertoire, whereas Harvey Palmer is showing the ability to parry and then strike back with every blow. Now's the chess game where the 2 fighters stand there and will just look, a little twitch, a little move to find an opening. And the referee sticks the flag between them, signaling the end of the round.
What they like, and they are inspired enough.
Here we go with round 2. Harvey is approaching as Mauricio holds his sword on his shoulder. Harvey strikes the open arm that Mauricio left right there in front of him with that pose. Again, Mauricio loses the arm. Now he starts with the attack. There's an attempted headbutt again. And now Harvey with a flurry of blows to Mauricio's open head as Mauricio strikes Harvey in the leg. Now 1-2, 1-2 with an exchange. Harvey continues to backpedal, keeping the range, parrying and countering. More strikes to the arm. Mauricio is going to have to change that pose. And now the referee calls to a stop to the action. It looks like Harvey Palmer has dropped something on the floor. He is going to be picking it up off the ground. Could have been a piece of armor. Okay, the situation has been resolved, and the referee steps out, allowing the action to continue. There's a little salute by Harvey. There's a lot of honor in this sport. There's a swing and a miss by Mauricio. These men are risking their lives against each other. And there goes the flag, halting the round. And there you see, again, the honor, the salute. Mauricio bows to Harvey, and there is a big hug, a lot of respect between these fighters. If they did not have the armor, if they did not have the skill, if those swords were not blunt, it's quite possible that somebody could get seriously injured or die in this sport. Well, like I said, the first fighter to win 2 rounds out of 3 wins this particular match. They have stopped the fight after 2 rounds, so that indicates that one of these fighters have won. They bring the fighters to the center of the ring, and the referee raises Harvey Palmer's hand, and that signals the end of the round. And that signals the end of the match, the victory to Harvey Palmer of the USA Knights. Hello Hello and welcome back to the International Medieval Combat Federation World Championships, the men's longsword competition. We're starting out with the second round now. This round is between France's Sylvain Léonard and the United States' Harvey Palmer. We see that Harvey has changed his sword to one of a Persian design, matching his armor and his coat. And Sylvain Léonard is a giant. I hear tell that the United States team called him the Belgian giant, and a quick flurry of blows back and forth between Harvey and Sylvain. They are testing each other out now, probing and prodding, making sure, testing the range, testing the strength, and how fast each other one is. A quick flurry of blows, 1-2, 1-2 from each side again. Now Harvey has switched to a shorter, lighter sword that only has one edge on it, so obviously he has made a tactical decision. Looks like he struck Sylvain on the arm this time, while Sylvain is trying to keep range. This time Sylvain is the one barking up, and Harvey is the one advancing. A left-right combination, and Harvey starts laying in, and Sylvain starts countering. Here comes Sylvain, charging, hands over the head, pommel strikes, and down goes Harvey. Takedowns are perfectly legal and in fact are worth a point in this game. And they have a greater effect because the man who goes down, his equilibrium is disturbed. He's just taken a knock, and now he has to get up and shake himself off. Of course, takedowns are difficult and require more energy and only get you 1 point, which is why you don't see them very much. But obviously the strength of Sylvain made it worth the while. The referee is checking in, making sure everyone's okay, armor's still in place, maybe a little clarification of the rules. He lowers his flag and they begin, and Harvey charges in. Harvey is trying to close the range, but Sylvain finds that if he's closing the range, he better use his advantage, a quick corps à corps, and then they break apart and the referee calls time for the round is over. It's fascinating to see that Harvey has chosen a different sword. As I said, it matches his armor, which is of a Persian style. You'll notice Harvey is not wearing the red, white, and blue surcoat of the rest of the U.S. team. He has chosen to wear a jacket that fits over his Persian armor and is in a Persian style, but still in the red, white, and blue of the United States team. It's interesting to see that in the earlier match, Harvey was staying back out of range of the aggressor, but in this match, Harvey is the aggressor trying to get in range, whereas Sylvain is trying to stay out of range so that he can use his sword to score points. So here we see the French team hurriedly putting the sword back into Sylvain's hand. As Sylvain approaches the center of the ring, there's Harvey ready to go. And the referee lowers the flag, signaling the start of the round. A touch of the sword, honor and respect. And Sylvain makes a strike, staying back out of range. And here comes Harvey, blocking a couple of blows. And here comes Sylvain, charging in, but Harvey steps aside. Okay, I don't know if any of these blows are scoring here. Looks like they're just testing range, testing the defense, looking for the opening. And here comes Sylvain, a 1-2, 1-2. Looks like Harvey's backing up. This time Harvey's backing up, Sylvain's being the aggressor. Now Sylvain seems to have a pretty one-dimensional attack here. He's just striking straight down. Whereas Harvey has a parry riposte. He also has a good response timing, so when Sylvain lowers his sword to strike, Harvey can shoot the gap where he has left himself open. They're just trading blows now. And there's the flag, ending the round. That's the end of round 2. If they do not stop the match here, that means that each fighter has won a round and the fight will be decided in the third round. So here we go with the third and deciding round between Harvey Palmer and Sylvain of France. You may hear some of Harvey Palmer's friends cheering him on as Avaloq. Avaloq is a name that Harvey Palmer uses in another organization, an organization in which he has actually been king by winning tournaments several times over. Looks like some cautious fighting here. Each fighter trying to shoot the gap, trying to find the obvious opening and get out. Oh, Harvey's charging in. 1-2, 1-2. More blows as Sylvain backs up, trying to stay. Here comes Sylvain, but Harvey stops just out of the way. Looks like both fighters will be a little tired at this point, which is why they're both conserving their strength. The French team is cheering them on with the battle cry of Montjoie Saint-Denis, and the United States team is cheering them on with the classic USA. And there is the referee's flag, ending the round. And there we see Harvey Palmer stepping out of the ring, victorious, 2 rounds to 1. So Harvey Palmer will be advancing to the next round, and we'll be back later with more action from Castillo de Belmonte at the International Medieval Combat Federation World Championships. Afternoon, everybody. Welcome back from the afternoon siesta. We are still here at day 2 of the International Medieval Combat Federation World Championships. We are now on to the 5-on-5 competitions, in which 5 members of each team faces another 5 members of the other team, and the victory conditions are real simple. When everyone on the other side is down, or when your side outnumbers the other by 3 to 1 or better, the fight's over and you won. You can strike them with your weapon, you can punch, you can kick, you can grapple, you can use knees and elbows. Pretty much the only thing you cannot do is thrust at somebody with a weapon, or step on his foot, or put 2 arms around his waist. Our first match is going to be between the United States and Germany. The United States and Germany have always been a great matchup. Germany is always a tough competitor. They're strong, they're fast, they're mobile, and they never give up. So this should be an interesting matchup. Now, there's the flag dropped, and the fight begins. A little bow, a little salute, respect from these warriors for each other. The United States starts cautiously off to the side, and Germany looks like they're looking to surround them. A little flanker action on the side, and Germany sends a man in. He takes out one, and 2 people push him over to the rail, leaving someone open. Here comes Germany, and here comes Germany again, attempting to swarm the Americans on the rail. The fight goes on the rail, and one of the Germans goes down. It looks like 2 Germans are down, 2 for the price of 1. The United States is up 5 men to 3. 2 of them pursue one to the corner. One of them breaks off pursuit to rejoin the crush against the fence, and the one that he just broke off from hits him in the back, but he stays up. So the American fella who let him go is following up, trying to pull him down by the head. There's nothing going in there, and they get into a clinch. Another German goes down. It's now 5-on-2. 5-on-2. The referee broke up a clinch over there. Referees can do that if they see no action is going. Slugging back and forth as the Americans leave one of the slugfests to go over to another one, so that they outnumber someone 3 to 1 on one side, 2 to 1 on the other. There was nothing going on in the 3 to 1, so the referee drops the flag between them, calling the action and allowing them to refight. The 2-on-1 is still going, but it looks like they're stalled out, and the referee's probably going to restart them real soon. 2-on-1 on the other side, and 1 American is standing there trying to figure out which way to go. 1 American has abandoned the 2-on-1 and gone back to join the other 2-on-1, but that German has just put down the American, so now it's 4-on-2, and the German who was in the 1-on-1 is pushing the American back in, so now we're in one great big cluster flop on the side of the fence there, and now they pulled that German down. It's now 4-on-1, and that is better than 3-on-1. The match is over. The United States wins the first round. The 5-on-5s are best of 3. Whoever wins 2 rounds first wins. So we line them up and start it over again. Now, between rounds, teams are allowed to substitute out. Each 5-man team has 3 substitutes. So it looks like the United States has subbed out 2 men. I wasn't able to tell how many Germany did, but let's see what happens. And the action starts fast as the United States runner runs into the German runner and breaks free, avoids the takedown, stands in the middle, and they're running again. Boom, into the back with the German hot on his heels into his back. There's a cluster against the fence, and now the American runner is met by a German runner who is hit by another American runner who stumbles on his own feet. The American is still up even though he's got 2 around him. He's running. He's trying to avoid being taken down, trying to get to a fence where he can hang on and not be pulled down. But the German catches him, pulls him down, but they both go down. Now the big cluster on the side of the fence is still clustered up. It looks like we're about even, numbers-wise. Looks like we've got 3-on-3 going on here, slugging back and forth, but up against the rail. You're allowed to hang on the rail, and that makes these fights get stalled. When you hang on the rail and two people are pulling and nothing happens, the referees can decide to call it. There's a little waltzing going on there, and the American goes down, but he pulls the German down with him. So that's a fair trade, 1 for 1. And now the two pairs on the side are being broken up for non-action and are allowed to go back in. Boom, boom, boom. It looks like one of the Germans had lost his weapon and is running back to his sideline to retrieve one from his teammate. Now the American and the German are slugging at each other. The German is using his pavis to pound into the American's leg. The other American is showing the weakness of a long sword in this fight. He doesn't seem to know what to do. He's backing up, he's keeping an eye behind him to make sure he doesn't get hit in the back. That's smart, but he's not doing anything to help out his teammate. They break it up for stalling, blow to the midsection, and now they're in a clinch again, and the German fellow who had lost his weapon is back in the game. Now they're teaming up on the American in the clinch. The American with the long sword has got him in a clinch and is holding him. I think everybody's tired, and the German pulls down the American. And he's showboating now. He doesn't seem to realize that the match isn't over. The remaining American and the German are still in the clinch. I think they're really tired. Oh, what a jab, what a cross. The right hand straight into the American, just crumples him. And that is definitely showboating by the German. What a blow with the handheld pavis into the American's head, crumpling him just like a rag doll. So, now the match is tied. 1 round to 1 round. 1 for Germany, 1 for the United States. This third round could decide it unless it comes to a draw. So, another 60 seconds for them to recover. Another swap out of the substitutes from fresh fighters. And here we go. Both teams, of course, taking it cautious. America is staying clustered but sending out runners while Germany tries to surround. 2 runners in the backfield. Look out! The American guy is knocked down from behind. He never saw him coming. That was smart play by the Germans, sending flankers around into the backfield. Another blow from behind. Oh, but this time the American is too stout, too sturdy, and the German falls on himself. So now we got 2 Germans against 1 American on the side. Oh, and an American and a German go down, trade 1 for 1, and another American trades 1 for 1 with a German. So that leaves us with 2 Germans on 1 American up against the fence here. But the American puts him down before the other German can come, so now it's 1-on-1. But the German guy was resting, so he's fresh. The American is bent over. He's in a disadvantageous position. Down he goes, right on his backside. The Germans win. Germany wins the 5-on-5 in this competition against the United States. That was very hard fought. Great effort by both teams. I think Germany won on the strength of their ability to have speed into the backfield and that hard right cross with the shield into that last American's head. The Germans were able to stand up just a little longer than the Americans once they figured out the Americans' game. But let's give credit to the Americans. They took that first round with their speed, their skill, and their sturdiness, and that second round was an epic slugfest, the way they held out there that long. So both teams with a worthy victory. Germany advances in the round, and we'll be back here at the IMCF World Championships from Belmonte, Spain, right after these messages.